In order to make kamut bread, we are using finely ground kamut flour. We are using powder yeast in powder form, and Himalayan finely ground salt. We put 4 cups of sifted flour. We use the sifter. 4 cups of kamut sifted flour. We add 4 teaspoons of yeast, and we add 2 teaspoons of Himalayan salt, and then we add 2 cups of warm water. We are mixing flour for about 5 minutes. 30 minutes have passed. We let the bread dough rise, and once it reaches edges of the mixing bowl, you mix it again and let it rise for another 30 minutes or so until it reaches edges of the bowl again, and then transfer it into a baking pan, and you will be baking it for 30 minutes at 430 degrees. All right, the bread has risen the second time, and now we are going to mix it again and put it in the baking pan. All right, so now we are going to put a little bit of flour around our bread dough, and the reason why we're doing this because we want to make sure that bread dough does not stick to the baking pan. So we don't want it stuck in the baking pan. So we're not going to put any oil in the baking pan. We're just going to put a thin layer of flour around the dough, so that once the bread is done baking, it can easily come out of the baking pan without getting glued to it. And that's it. We are setting baking temperature to 430 degrees, and we are going to bake bread for 30 minutes. And it takes a couple of minutes for the oven to preheat, and during that time the bread will be rising again, and by the time the oven is fully heated, the bread will rise and we will put it in the oven. As you can see, the bread dough has risen. And now we are going to put it in the oven and bake it for 30 minutes at 430 degrees. This is how baked bread with kamut flour looks like. If you found this useful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Bon appetit!